Hi, I'm a researcher in the Flight Deck Display Research Lab at NASA Ames, and I will be introducing to you one of the tools that you'll be using in the upcoming experiment. You'll be using the Surface tablet as your electronic flight bag. Whether you have experience with tablet technologies or with the Surface specifically, there are certain functions that you will need to learn and a couple that you will need to avoid. The purpose of this video is to introduce those functions and the basic gestures that you'll be using. The tablet will display three separate screens. The first screen is the shared DSR, which includes a traffic and weather display and the Emergency Landing Planner, or ELP. This screen can be viewed and controlled by the pilot and a remote operator, so either operator can point out significant events or show the other what they're looking at. The second screen, the collaborative PDF viewer, will display runway information and airport diagrams. This screen is also shared between the pilot and a remote operator who are both able to browse and open pertinent documents and show the other party significant information. The third screen is independent. It's a second PDF viewer that allows the pilot in the air to access airport information on their own. This PDF viewer will be labeled with a watermark reading Flight Deck to differentiate it from the collaborative PDF viewer. Here are some gestures you'll need to know. You can switch between applications by swiping in from the left edge of the screen. However, swiping from the right edge won't switch apps. Instead, this opens the Charms menu, which is used for settings and tools, and is not very useful for this task. You can exit the Charms menu by tapping anywhere else on the screen. If you drag a new application onto the screen but do not lift your finger, the new and previous applications may split the screen. To exit this mode, just drag the panel between them to the left edge of the screen. You can access the list of open apps at the side by swiping in from the left edge and swiping back. This allows you to select the program you want to use without having to swipe through the cycle. You can zoom out by pinching your fingers and zoom in by stretching your fingers apart on the screen. Drag your finger over the screen to pan or scroll. In order to open another document in the independent PDF viewer, swipe a short distance, an inch or so from the top or bottom, then press the back button. From here you can select the documents from the recently viewed files or open file to see all available documents. You may accidentally close an application by swiping from the top edge all the way to the bottom. In order to reopen the application, you may tap the tile on the start screen. Generally, you want to avoid pressing the Windows button. This button does not have the same function on all the apps, and selecting the apps from the start screen is not desirable during this scenario. This video was just a brief introduction to the context of the Surface tablet. Don't worry if you get stuck, because there will always be somebody to help you out. And when you arrive, there will be more in-depth training. See you at NASA!